Hi weaving friends, today I've got a few tips to share on warping your rigid heddle loom. A couple of them are advice kind of tips and a couple of them are practical tips. While the weekend scarf is perfect for beginners, it's also for any weaver who wants a quick and easy but really effective looking project. This scarf would be such a perfect gift, and it's named the weekend scarf because you can weave it up in a weekend. It's woven with chunky yarn and it doesn't take very long. We use a gorgeous houndstooth pattern and I know that you're just going to love making this one. For more details or to have a look at the pattern, I'll leave the link down below. My first tip is don't overcomplicate it. Warping a rigid heddle loom is quick and it's easy. You may not believe me the first couple of times that you do it, but the more you do it, the more you will realize how simple it is, compared especially to warping other looms. Make your steps as basic as possible. Narrow them down to baby steps one at a time in order to achieve the eventual outcome, which is a good warp. Overcomplicating it gives you brain fog, it makes you stressed, it completely changes the experience, and believe me, it does not need to be like that. Tip number 2, use a calculation sheet. This will make things so much more simple for you. It will take all of the guesswork out of it. You will be able to have all of your numbers written out simply on paper or on your screen or however you want to view it, and it will give you the recipe for what you need to do for your warp, and it will make it so much easier. Now, I just happen to have a calculation sheet available to you for free. I'm going to link to that down below, and it even includes an explanation on how to use the sheet. Now, I know a lot of people who are new to weaving, they worry about the mathematical part. And I understand that because myself and mathematics, we just don't go well together. That's why a sheet is so important, because it outlines exactly what you need to do, how you need to figure things out. And I can tell you as well that even though I have never been good at mathematics, the mathematics that you use in weaving are mostly a very basic level. I wouldn't say beyond primary school, grade 6 level, like when you're 11, 12 years old. That's how simple it can be. So don't worry if you're challenged by numbers, you can do this. Okay, these are the threads that I've just brought through with the loop, and you can see that they're sitting in the slot just right next to each other. They're not twisted, they're not looking weird, they're nice and straight, and that is the way that I want to keep them as I put them on the warping peg. As I bring that loop towards the warping peg, I'm keeping those fingers in place. They're holding the loop open. I can see that everything looks lovely and open and there's no twisting. And when I put that on the peg, I want to put it on the peg in just the same way that I'm holding it. I'm almost just dropping it over the peg so that there's no twisting at the peg. It's all straight and it's just doing a nice loop for me. My fourth and last tip for today is all about the warping peg. When you're direct warping, you want to bring your warp loop and place it in order on the warping peg. See that I'm using 2 warping pegs here. One half is on this warping peg, the other half is on this one. Whether you're using 1 or 2 or more warping pegs, doesn't matter, we're doing the same thing. So you look at this first half on this warping peg here. Look at how you can see my colors alternating, because I am alternating my colors for this particular warp. But see how they're all beautifully in order? See how they're not crowding each other? They're just sitting nicely on top of each other. The tension is not too tight. They're just nicely happy there, and they're just going to wait there in that perfect order until I come and take them off. And it's the same with this second warping peg right here. All of my threads are in order. I don't have them twisted. I don't have them stacked on top of each other in a messy way. I'm just putting them one at a time in order so that when I come to slip it off, they're all going to slip off in that beautiful order for me. I'm not going to get tangles here. It's going to be easy for me to see what I need to do next to start rolling on that warp. If you find yourself not enjoying the warping process, I recommend that you have a look at the real reasons why. If you find it stressful, then try to make it more relaxing. Have a cup of tea so that the only thing you really need to worry about is knocking over your tea. Put some music on if that relaxes you. Make it a little bit more fun if you need to. And don't worry about it if you make a mistake. There are always ways to fix mistakes. Friends, I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and until next time, happy weaving.